Welcome to the YouTube channel. This is my first freaking banger of the year and actually my first video that I ever posted. And I'm going to be breaking down how to become successful as a barber in 2026. Now, this applies for either beginners or whether you're 3 to 5 years in the journey or even 10 years in the journey. Does not matter. It's still going to apply to you because there's so much value that you guys can really take and execute. So, let's get right into it. Also, some of you guys are familiar with this guy, some of you guys are not familiar at all. And if you are, perfect. If not, I'll give you guys a little bit summary once we get there. But for most of you guys have already set goals, from the start of your journey. A lot of you guys want to get more new clients, so you could eventually raise your prices to hit those 10, 15, 20K months, and most importantly, be financial free. Whether it's to help out your family, build your own barbershop, or buy your dream car, or invest, or even stepping away from the barbering and moving on with the next journey. And some of you guys already know me, some of you guys don't. And you might be asking about who are you and why should I trust you? Now, I was a barber just like you. I'm actually now a retired barber, helping, barbers like you guys. And give you a little quick rundown of who I am and what I did during my journey. I made 27K a month as a barber at 19 years old and became the most expensive barber worldwide. I was making 20K a month consistently cutting hair, charging $250 a haircut, making 20K months. And I was averaging 100 new clients a month, making 2K days. So this was pretty normal to me. I was also getting monetized on TikTok, making 5 to 7K a month every single month just for posting content. So on top of me being the most expensive, I was also able to monetize for my content. And I also grew my social media on TikTok and Instagram to over 1 million followers in literally 1 year. But at 18, I was stuck relying on walk-ins, relying on business cards, referrals, only charging $35 for a haircut, and I struggled to get new clients. I had no game plan, thinking that I could do it on my own. I would just try to copy others or just post, my haircuts, hoping that, I would maybe get more new clients. And and if I'm being quite honest, it just led to more frustration, not being able to see the results. And I remember when I was like first started, I was like, though there's no way that barbers can charge more than, $80, $100 a haircut. And the only reason why I was still in that mindset was because everything I was doing was never gonna get me a client that would pay me $100 a haircut. Like relying on business cards, walk-in referrals, you know, staying day in, day out of the shop. Like those clients were never gonna be able to pay 100 or even let alone 200. The only thing that I was getting was picky ass clients, cheap clients that would not tip, people that would always come late, never really cared about my time, or sometimes they won't even show up. And it was a really big reflection of how I was running my business. I was still in that OG mentality. I would listen to like, my old shop owner and he'll be like, yo, like, just come in every day. You gotta grind out. Just stay in for walk-ins. If the other barbers want to leave, you stay here. You'll be able to attract more new clients, and that's how you could build your clients. But I knew that I didn't want to be cutting hair behind the chair, charging $35 a haircut for over 10 years. Because yes, in the beginning we started with like the journey of the passion, but as those years keep going on, we start to lose passion because we start seeing the same results every freaking time. And yes, like you are gonna increase your income, but every 1 to 2 years, when you could do that in like literally 30 days. And this is my first video, so I'm not really gonna get too much in depth because I'll leave that for another video. But that's kind of like what I was doing with my barber journey and what I did when I was behind a chair. But In order to execute all this, a lot of us forget that we need to be using social media and learning how the social media marketing works. Because a lot of us try to either copy other barbers or try to do those funny skits, and a lot of us forget our purpose. Like, why did you start cutting hair? Ask yourself that question. Why did he start cutting hair? Was it just for fun? Was it because you want to make more money? And some of those might be true, like towards the beginning. But once it starts getting serious and you start doing it for, a few months because you want to make more money, you don't want to go to college probably, or you don't want to rely on 9 to 5, or you might have not had good grades, or whatever the case is. But you guys end up falling into the trap and work more than 9 to 5. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of barbers are so focused on just going viral and getting millions of views, but they forget about the whole business. I mean, you could have 1 million followers, but if you're still making the same amount of money every single month, I mean, there's no growth in that. Because at that point, you're still not financially free. You're still behind a chair 24/7, which is why you need to scale your business so you can actually do what goals you actually set in the beginning of your journey. And for me, it was, work less, make more. And that's exactly why I invested into a mentorship, multiple mentorships. I learned the ways of how social media marketing works with also using my own creativity. And a lot of you guys be doom scrolling, whether it's before you guys wake up or before you go to bed. You out here at 2, 3 a.m. trying to fall asleep on TikTok. And if you're going to be doom scrolling, at least use it for the correct way. And this is exactly how I'm going to prove that you guys are missing out when the answer is right in front of your face. Now, this guy, he's a streamer, clavicular, he's a looks master, the bone smashing, and he's really like obsessed with, facial features and, the beauty. He either like rates men on their bone structure, or even also females. That's basically what he lives for. Now, that's just like one of the topics that I can think of, like social media, when it comes to trending. Just like those guys that trade stocks, they're up with the news, see what happens, and then everything goes up. This is exactly how you guys can use this with social media. Understanding what's trending, but you guys have to catch it when it's new. Because when it gets old, everybody's doing it, and you're most likely not going to get no results. But you might be asking, how can we use this with barbering? Like, does it make sense? And no, this is not no like brain rot, no 6'7", no 16-yard buzz cut. Things that you guys already hear that is only for attention, only for doom scrollers, and only for entertainment. Things that are really not going to get you results in your business. It might build you a brand, but why would you want to have 1 million views yet still convert no new clients? Like I said, we have to like get out of the barber mindset and focus on what we actually want to do with the business and where do we want to take it. Where's the actual real growth is in your income, in raising your prices, generating more new clients. That's exactly where we want to target, because I'm sure like all you guys want to be financially free. We want those viral content as well, but not just for some likes and views, but to actually convert new clients. And a simple fix is here. Either have 1 to 4 years of experience. They are crispy haircuts, crispy lineups, designs. The thing that's in common with these barbers, and 99% of barbers that don't know social media, is that they have their brain so wired in the barber industry that they don't think. And the harsh reality is, this is not gonna get you no results. Like, yes, they're crispy haircuts, yes, crispy lineups, but all of these are just targeting one thing and one thing only. What? The haircut. Just a haircut. And these videos only get you comments saying clean cut, goddamn, that blend is clean, nice taper, blend on point. And these are either barbers or your friends that don't even support the business. Like we don't want that and we don't need it in our business. So don't fall for the trap because the barber mindset is that you'll grind out, you'll stay in, day out in the shop, you know, do everything it takes, perfect your fades and skills, and that you'll eventually get more new clients. But all of this, instead, you slow down your process by 1 to 3 years. And you guys end up mad, frustrated that you guys are not seeing the results. You guys fall off, not posting content because some of you guys are consistent, like, for a few weeks, but you guys are just posting the same thing over and over again. You guys just post your haircuts like this. You guys give up and end up frustrated and just be like, yo, like, this is not for me. This doesn't work, or bro, like I'm in the 1 to 2K view jailbreak, and it's a simple fix, and I'll show you guys how. You have to think like a viewer. What will it catch their attention? You have to like rewire your mind like a viewer because we are so like into this barber mindset, and that's exactly what makes it difficult for us to succeed in the content industry, content and building the business. And what will catch their attention? And the answer is not the emojis, but emotions. Surprising, when somebody's getting mad, rage baiting, when somebody's sad, it's a heartwarming story, something's funny, hilarious, something shocking, they can't believe it, something like heartwarming. And all of these is exactly how a person like you and me find things attractive when, scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. It's all emotions. Think about it like food. McDonald's, for example, one of the largest companies in the fast food industry. Now, how does McDonald's advertise? They don't tell you, yo, this sandwich has exactly 19 grams of protein, it has 8 carbs, and 45 grams of fat. No. They either have kids, parents, family eating all together, or when they showcase their like burgers, they have like the cheese melting, or like when they have their smoothies or drinks, you see like all the sweat just drizzling down the cup, and people are like, damn, like I'm hella thirsty right now. And or like clothing, this is a perfect example. Nike, what are they mainly known for? Their shoes. What do you see, on social media when they advertise? Have people running or hiking or playing sports because that's what people find more intriguing. People buy off an emotion and what it could do for them rather than saying, yo, these are 100% made with rubber, they have super smooth cloth. Like, people don't care about that. And this is exactly how you should have your afters. We call them showcases. I don't know who put this handsome guy right here, but this guy, emotion, like right away, for example, this guy has a huge smile, colored eyes, looking straight into the camera. This guy's raising up. This guy, he's just like a Chad. So if you think outside the box, like a new client, rather than just like a barber, because the barber mentality, it's right here. Side profile, just turn off the fades, the designs, the flow. That's literally what you're trying to show off. Right here, same concept. Yet you're able to see, the haircut. You're able to see the styling, and most importantly, how the haircut actually suits the client. So now this is more intriguing for a viewer because they're not just looking at a haircut or how crispy it is. They're looking at how the haircut actually suits the client and how it makes it look way better. So this is exactly like this is a super simple fix that 99% of you guys barbers are messing up on. And you guys didn't just watch this video just be like, yo, like really bro, you're only teaching me before and afters. But whether you're doing consultations, voiceovers, tutorials, part one, part twos, before and afters, any video that you do, you are always gonna have to show off the after. And if you keep showing off the afters like this, it's not gonna generate you new clients. And if it is, maybe only like less than 10. This generates you 100 new clients. And like, and this is exactly how I would showcase my haircuts. And even though I was at $200 a haircut, people would be like, 200, watch till the end, okay, it's worth it. You literally save their man's lives. This barber is legit out here saving lives for real. You ain't a barber, you're a miracle worker. See, the price isn't just a haircut. It's the knowledge and skill that comes with being able to cater someone's preference with their shape. This is what actually builds trust with viewers. And this is exactly what you want to see in your comments. Because even if they don't book the first time, or the second time, or even the third time, they're gonna book eventually. Now, you're like, bro, get to the point. Like, this is so simple. This is where everything changes. Head shapes. Some of you guys are already aware with head shapes. Some of you guys aren't. You know, they have the round head shape, long head shape, oval head shape, square head shape, heart head shape, diamond head shape, and the triangle head shape. How can you use that? When you use it in your consultations, this is the expert barber. What does the expert barber give you? It gives you credibility to build trust with your viewers. Like, you actually know what is gonna suit them, and you actually start getting new clients saying, yo, what do you recommend? And this is what people love. You build a trust first. You need to build trust with them. A viewer is not just gonna want to book an appointment when there is millions of barbers competing with you. But you as an expert barber that knows exactly what suits them builds trust and makes you sound like you have experience and you know exactly what you're doing. This also builds a brand. And it doesn't just build a brand with followers that are all doom scrollers. It builds a brand of people that love your content, people that support your business no matter how much you charge. And that's exactly what you need to generate more new clients in your chair. And this is Juan Carlos. You know, he started with a new page on TikTok, 2K followers on TikTok, reached 2K followers on TikTok, video reached 1 million views on TikTok and got me over 2K followers. Started with a new TikTok account less than 3 weeks ago. So there's nothing to lie about. Happy New Year's. 20 days later, 50K followers. And not by luck, but because he had the right systems on knowing how to build the trust, knowing how to dominate the industry to, have more new clients in his chair and build the brand as well at the same time. He had a niche of a specific haircut that he was doing. He got out of his comfort zone because, yes, you do have to get out of your comfort zone. And, once you get out of your comfort zone, that's where the change actually happens. No, I did not move to a studio. Like, I literally was working at a shop. I had the walk-ins looking at me when I was recording. My new clients, my first time talking to them, so it would make me even more nervous. My coworkers, their clients would be looking at me when I was filming. And yes, it was super uncomfortable. But that's exactly what made me see results in my business when I was cutting hair. So yes, you are going to have to get out of your comfort zone. And yes, it might be nervous a very, few times. That's just emotion. You have to get over it. And he also had the right guidance and the accountability from me and Tristan every single day. Giving him feedback on his content, giving him my editors to edit his content, and making sure that he was dialed in every single day. His mindset also changed a lot. His mindset also changed a lot. And, like I said, pushing yourself out of the comfort zone, you start to learn so much about yourself and what's actually on the other side when you actually decide to, lower down your guard. It builds confidence. Like when you start generating millions of views, hundreds of clients, and you start seeing results, like you feel better about yourself and your business because like now you're actually working towards something rather than just shooting darts, copying somebody else, not knowing what to do, hoping that, maybe you'll get a few spikes, maybe some few clients. And not only did we help Juan Carlos, because we also helped Chris go from 5K a month to 11K a month in literally 5 months. He also went from 4K followers to 200K followers on TikTok. And he also learned how to monetize on his content. And even after helping him double his income, go from 4K followers to 200K followers, we also taught him how to monetize for his content, which, I mean, who wouldn't want to get paid an extra 4 bands just for posting content? And then we have the young killer from Houston, Josue, who went from 2.5K a month to 10K a month in literally 6 months. He went from 1K followers to a crazy run to half a million followers plus on TikTok. And he was able to generate 100 new clients in 30 days. And he posted the win in the community, hit my first 10K month, 100 new clients, and raised my price from 50 to 65. He has a receipt right here of 10K months. And even then, in 1 week alone, he got 24 new clients. And then we have Jose from Stockton, California, who went from 4.5K a month to 10K a month. He also went from 50K followers to 150K followers on TikTok, and it's only been about 4 months. And he had a record month of 118 new clients in just 30 days. He also sent us a receipt and was also able to monetize for his content, making almost 4K a month. And as you guys can see right here, in our accountability daily group chat, he's like, bro, I hit my first 10K months, and he sends us the exact number. He had a 3.3K increase from just 1 month to another, and he started making 10K months since October. And I think this month he's gonna have a record month. You guys are gonna be hearing from Jose. And this is just a few of these guys that I've helped, because the list goes on and on and on, and there's so many that I can show you guys. And you might be asking, but how? And the answer is literally on the thing that you're holding right now, your phone. Why? Because social media gives you the answer of either new trends or what's actually working. And no, it's not no brain rot, it's not no 16 guard, no, nothing of that. Content that actually generates you new clients and builds you the brand. And no, none of these barbers are no different than you. They started with a pair of clippers and a dream, just like how I did, and yourself. They don't all have the biggest social media platform. Like one of my students, Nando, he's not even at 10K followers, and he's generated 104 new clients his first 30 days of posting consultations. It just goes to go that you don't need a big social media platform. You just need the right systems. And you might be saying, oh, but I'm not in the best location. I mean, Juan Carlos is from El Paso, Texas, next to the border, for the Mexican border. And yet he is still able to build a brand, generate more new clients, and build a brand. Now he's actually getting monetized for his content. Or you might be saying, yo, but I don't have time. We all have the same time, 24 hours. And I think we could all strongly agree that there is time that we can make that we are either spending on things that don't help us scale in life or benefit us at all, that we can cut off to actually dedicate this, because you can learn so much even just by doom scrolling, but actually using it effectively. Or then you might be saying, oh, but I'm in school, I'm in barber school. One of my students, Jaden, who was in school and in barber school, was still able to make time to record content. And in his first 50 days working with us, he was able to generate 54 new clients. But then you might be saying, oh, but I don't have the best haircuts, or they're not the best, they're not there yet, or I need to get my fades better. If I'm being honest, when I was at $250 a haircut, I knew barbers that were charging $50 a haircut that were way better than me. Crispier lineups, crispier fades. But what they didn't have was the right marketing to know how to generate those viewers into new clients. Some of you guys be saying, oh, but I have family or I have kids. It's kind of tough, George. Like, I don't think I could do it. I mean, Jose from Stockton, California, who has a daughter, 2-year-old daughter, and was still able to generate 118 new clients, build a brand, and on top of that, learn how to monetize. But then I hear the most common one, yo, but I don't have the money, bro. Like, nah, bro, like, I ain't doing that. I mean, bro, like, I give you the answer. Like, you only need your phone, a tripod from Amazon, and some cheap TikTok mics. Like, the budget could be low. So, if my students were able to do it, and I did too, then why not you? because neither my students or myself are no different from you. The difference is they actually got extra coaching, learned social media marketing, and wanted to escape that trap where you feel stuck, you feel like you're not advancing in life. They wanted to break the pattern and actually start seeing results in the business because it's possible for anybody.